Welcome back to Better or Worse Than Transformers. We take a movie or a TV show and tell you whether it is better or worse than the most mediocre movie ever made, Michael Bay's Transformers. I'm your host, Joseph. With me are my co-hosts, Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Christian.
What's up?
This week, it's finally here, Infinity War. Woo!
Heck yeah.
After a month of talking about it.
And we have thoughts. We have thoughts and feelings, which we're gonna get into in more detail. But first, do we have a little bit of news for the week, Ian?
One of the big trailers came out was Venom.
Yep.
We wanted to talk about it. It's much better than the first trailer. It actually shows Venom.
So the previous one was just a teaser, right? It was like a...
I'm sure that's what
It
it
was 2 minutes.
qualifies as.
Was it 2 minutes?
It was like
Yeah.
a 2-minute trailer of just like random...
How do they do 2 minutes of no Venom in a Venom that doesn't
I
matter?
feel like some of the same shots are in it. They just
For
weren't finalized visuals and
Yeah,
stuff
the
like that.
final shot. And the final shot's straight from the comics with like the long tongue and, the original Eddie
He's
Brock
got his
Venom.
teeth and
Yeah.
the drool.
So they seem to be following like the traditional story of Eddie Brock as like the journalist.
Yeah, but in that, like, he's not like a shitbag who gets disgraced by Peter Parker
Right.
or
Yeah.
exposed by Peter Parker. He seems like a guy who's just doing his job and ends up with apparently how we've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time, a symbiote.
A symbiote.
Symbiote.
It's like how we
That
were all...
trailer says that trailer loses me on that
Yeah,
line.
I lost
Yeah,
every single
it's
one of us
hard.
at symbiote.
It was hard. It's like the first time they pronounced Smaug's name in the
Smaug.
Smaug.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
bad.
yeah,
Bad.
it's bad. But, Venom looks fine.
See, I don't know how I feel about it.
The character of Venom, that's what I should say.
I still like Tom Hardy as a cast. His accent's kind of weird in this so far.
Yeah.
You suck.
Like I don't mind the basic premise. I like the whole he's battling with the voice inside of his head, and they have on two different things. I don't like the voice inside his head, like the actual sound of the voice.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of the animation of the costume. Like the I don't know. It's kind of like squishy and snotty and slimy looking. I feel like it should be like more matte, but I don't know. I feel like it's not what I was hoping for.
I'm okay with the animation. What I'm concerned about is, like, what are you going to do, like, on his chest? Is he just going to be an all-black symbiote?
Right.
And he's not going to have a spider logo because he's not, ripped off from Spider-Man anymore?
They'll put a V
Hang on.
there.
Do you think they're going to reference Spider-Man?
There is rumor that Tom
Holland will
Holland
be
pops
in it.
up in the movie in, like, one scene as Peter Parker, not as Spider-Man. But,
And, maybe that's the scene where he becomes Venom, and they just make it kind of like he's there at the time, or you know what I mean. But now, how would that work? Because they haven't done yet. No, they can't do Spider-Man.
it can't be...
It's got to be independent.
You're gonna grossly change the origin story of Eddie Brock, which is not the end of the world, but it is probably difficult for a lot of fans to accept.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fans are not good about changing things.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be set before Spider-Man met Tony Stark. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe we just never heard.
It's obviously not. It's not going to be in the MCU.
Well, and that's what I'm curious to see if we just pretend this is
let's
Spider-Man
pretend it's
doesn't
in it.
exist, or if they like make passing reference, like kind of like the Marvel TV series makes references to the movies.
yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm curious.
Venom exists on its own, I guess.
Yeah.
what we'll see. Next thing is there's a new Star Wars TV show.
Yep, an anime. It's called Star Wars Resistance. It's by the same people that made Clone Wars and Rebels. So Dave Filoni, I believe is his name.
Sure.
And it's going to take place prior to Force Awakens, and it's about the rise of the First Order, and Captain Phasma and Poe Dameron are going to be in it, and BB-8. People like that little orange droid. As a fan of the other work those guys do, I'm excited for it.
I realized I have terrible notes here. Ian's trying to figure out what the next thing is. It says Star Wars movies. I meant Star Trek movies. We'll come back around to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, I didn't watch Rebels. I've watched some of it
I've seen
online.
some of Rebels. It's not like it's edged a little bit younger than. I mean, Clone Wars is edged obviously younger than I am, but there's enough in there for me to enjoy it. Despite that, I feel like Rebels edges too far that direction for me to get into it as much.
You watch Teen Titans Go, though.
Yeah, but Teen Titans Go is
Is
so
that the one they're
clever.
making the movie? Is that the one they're making the movie about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch that?
Teen Titans the show? Teen Titans Go the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that's the awful.
Oh,
version.
it's fucking great.
No, it's not.
It's so clever, guys.
Okay, either way, back to Star Wars.
So anyway, I really like the idea. I love the anime style.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
yeah. I mean, hey, the more Star Wars, the better. You know?
Yeah, that's true. It's crazy to me that Rebels just ended like a month ago, and we've already announced
and none of
it.
us have watched Rebels. So
Not in its entirety.
Right.
Have we heard how they wrapped? Is it wrapped up well?
It's got a very cool ending.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a cool.
Yeah,
ending. I don't wanna
that's
talk
what
about it
that's
here.
what I'm interested in, like, because I want to watch the show because the lore that I hear about the show is really cool, but you have to slog through a bunch of.
Yeah. I read a lot about it. I know it does tie into like there's cameos by a lot of like cool characters.
Yeah.
Like a lot of cool characters, especially towards the end. I think.
Yeah.
From what I read. So
That's only 4 seasons.
I don't really do the cartoons, but I would be interested in watching that at some point.
Yeah, no.
I need to do
the new one starts,
Wars.
I think, before the end of this year.
Maybe I should do Rebels before Clone Wars.
I don't know, man. Clone Wars is pretty great.
Clone Wars is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Rebels is hard to watch. One, the animation's not as good, and two, again, it's for a younger audience, but it's neither here nor there. I've got the news thing in front of me, so I'm going to do the news now. Next up, we have 2 Star Trek movies.
Correct.
Are slated to come out in the next couple years.
Production.
In production.
Supposedly. One is directed by a woman who we should have wrote her name down, and I can't remember. She directed, I think, episodes of Jessica Jones. That's how she kind of became famous.
Sure.
And
that one's going to be about it's going to bring back Thor.
That's the rumor, yeah.
It's Chris Hemsworth, and it's going to be Chris Pine's going to meet his dad in some sort of time travel.
And then they fight.
That would be crazy.
Team up
Kurt's
with
dad.
your dad in the past.
Be like, Dad, the pictures I have of you aren't so buff. Have you been doing a lot of pull-ups since you died?
Can Chris Hemsworth get that skinny again? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely not.
And then the other one, I believe, is the Quentin Tarantino one.
Yeah, which I hear that one's far out.
Yeah, that one's a ways away.
I'll believe that exists when I see it.
I don't think that one's going to happen.
Yeah,
I also don't think that one's going to include the same cast. I think the one that they announced this past week at CinemaCon with the female director, I think will be Star Trek 4, and it probably will be the last one with the
I'd agree.
Because
Because if you're going to do one with Tarantino and make it R, like do a one-off,
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it its own thing. Or you know what I heard? Actually, I heard a rumor somewhere that Tarantino wanted Professor X to come back, and that's the cast he wanted to do.
You
Really?
want to do Next Generation?
Yeah, like doing a new Next Generation movie with
And
Tarantino.
they're all old. I don't want that. I really don't want that.
It could work.
That's the thing. I don't necessarily want that movie, but I'd be really interested to see how that movie turns out.
Look, I'd be fine if Tarantino wanted to make a Star Trek movie that included that cast of characters and they rebooted those characters. I don't want those actors coming back and playing those characters.
No, yeah.
If he wanted to make a Star Trek movie and it included like Picard and Wolf and Number One and Data, okay, cool. I'm for that. I just don't want those people playing.
I think Patrick Stewart's the one who said it, so Patrick Stewart's probably just looking for a payday.
Potentially.
He got out of that Professor X money too soon.
He is the poop emoji.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
the emoji movies, that's correct.
he's definitely not above getting a paycheck.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch them both when they come out.
Wait, one last thing on Star Trek. Has any of you watched the Discovery TV show?
I watched the first few episodes. I got like CBS All Access for free for like a week or whatever.
I hear it's good.
It's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I like
It's
the
very
actress.
good.
Like I watch Walking Dead. I don't watch it anymore, but I used to, and she was okay on it. And I like that it's got.
It's very adult.
Really?
It's very.
I heard there's a
adult.
lot of Klingon fighting, and like that's my favorite part of Star Trek. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
you should watch it. It's very good.
Can you do it? Because I don't watch Star Trek. Is it usually? Do you need to know past Star Trek stuff to get into it, or can you jump in fresh?
There are a lot of references to say like the original series and to Star Trek Enterprise, which was the show with Scott Bakula. But you can probably do it on your own. On its own. You may not pick it all up, but you'll get some of it for sure. It's going to tie in directly to the original series in season 2, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So next up we have the John Wick 3 synopsis has been released, and it sounds a lot like the other John Wick movies.
He's going to be killing people.
He's going to fight his way out of New York.
Yep.
Because at the end of John Wick 2, he's violated the rules of the Continental.
Correct.
The laws of the Continental, and now I guess every single contract killer is
out to get him.
out to get him.
Yep.
There's not much else we can say besides that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's just going to be him shooting a lot of people in the head, but I hope there's a John Wick common round 3.
I also hope there's more of those Keanu Reeves training videos.
Oh, right?
Those
Jesus
are so
Christ.
awesome.
Those are almost more awesome than the actual movie.
Yeah.
John Wick 2 is really good.
If y'all haven't seen it, go on YouTube and look up Keanu Reeves John Wick training, because it's like him and an assault rifle and knives and stuff.
Yeah, what is that called? He's like on a mixed course, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
something like that.
And you carry 3 firearms and you go through the course and you shoot people. And so he goes from the assault rifle to a handgun to like a shotgun. I mean, it's crazy.
It's real as shit, man.
Yeah.
And his aim, like he shoots really well.
And really
He's
fast.
done
Like
he's done the Matrix and John Wick, so he's probably learned how to shoot a gun by now.
it seems like
yeah.
it.
Yeah. He's impressive. I like Keanu Reeves.
I do too. And then the last thing we have up this week is was it the Glass Synopsis was released or?
Yeah, there was, I think, a trailer shown at CinemaCon. I don't remember, but basically, it's just we're gonna find Mr. Glass. So Samuel L. Jackson, what is his name? David Dunn or something like that.
David Dunn.
Bruce Willis's character from Unbreakable, and then the Beast, James McAvoy from Split, all in a prison under like a study about people who claim to be superheroes and supervillains. And it's going to be 2-on-2 action as Anya Taylor-Joy from Split comes back and she teams up with Bruce Willis to fight Mr. Glass and the Beast. And totally an unexpected direction, in my opinion, like having them kind of teamed up in this environment, but it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I really like Unbreakable, so I'm excited.
I loved
to
Unbreakable.
See more of that.
I like Split. I think, Joseph, you said before the podcast that the end teaser is the best part of it.
Yeah.
And that makes the whole movie better.
Correct. So yeah, for those of you who have not seen any or all of these movies, Unbreakable was one of M. Night Shyamalan's early films, and it was kind of a grounded, realistic superhero origin story kind of thing, like a grounded superhero.
So good.
It's for a much maligned director. It's a really good movie with some really great shots in it. And then there were years that have passed, and he made that movie a couple years ago, Split, about a guy who has like multiple personalities, who's like, I don't know, he's an awful person. But we find out at the end of that movie that these universes are together, that the characters from Unbreakable are also in the same universe. So this is kind of M. Night Shyamalan's attempt at his own cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And I'm super down with it. I like this idea of a universe where it's kind of in between the real world and like superhero world, where these kind of things exist, but no one believes that they exist. And I don't know, like that's an interesting dynamic.
I'm just also excited M. Night Shyamalan's making somewhat decent movies again.
Yeah.
I was on board, for a lot of his movies to begin with. I like Sixth Sense. I like Unbreakable. Signs, I think, is great.
Yeah.
I didn't even, not that Lady in the Water is good. I just don't hate it as much as other people hate it. In The Village, the same way. But when he kind of went and got out of the whole like sci-fi horror realm.
Happening.
Last Airbender.
Okay,
The
Happening is horrible. The Last Airbender, and then AE or whatever that movie was, or Will Smith. Like, he's just been on such a bad.
Oh, I like After Earth.
That movie's horrible, dude.
Oh no! Where does it? After Earth's one of my favorite movies.
What do you like
so
about that
bad.
movie?
It's an adventure story, and Will Smith's doing his best Obi-Wan Kenobi impression, and it cracks me up.
Dude, his accent is horrible.
It's good in the best worst way.
All right.
I would recommend watching that. I own it.
I haven't seen it yet.
But then he had like.
Oh, you need to watch After Earth. It is. He's
You
literally
hate
doing
it.
an
You
Obi-Wan.
hate it.
He's doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I mean,
It's got his kid in it, too.
I like
Jaden
hating
Smith.
things. Yeah.
yeah, and the kid is just.
He's bad.
Yeah, he's so annoying.
But he's kind of been, on a better track. He's kind of corrected his track record recently. So I'm glad to see it. Is that it?
I think that's it.
After Earth's better than Transformers.
Incorrect. So this week, after 3 weeks of us reviewing the 18 Marvel movies prior, we finally got, after a decade of waiting, Avengers Infinity War. Joseph, you said you can recap it without spoilers.
Oh, God, that is not what I said.
Yep, that's basically what you pitched.
That's exactly what I heard.
Oh, Jesus.
So you're on the.
Go for
I
the story,
introduced
buddy.
it this time.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice intro, by the way.
Yeah, that was
Thanks,
pretty
bud.
good. Yeah. So this movie has been set up by all the things that we've talked about in the past couple of weeks. So if you guys haven't listened to those, please go back for the last 3 episodes, and we'll bring you up to speed.
This movie picks up where Ragnarok leaves off.
It picks up directly after Thor Ragnarok.
Thor, being the worst king ever.
He's not a very good character. So basically, this movie is directly about Thanos' quest to gather all the Infinity Stones and wipe out half the population in a fair, dispassionate way, as he thinks is the way the universe is supposed to be ordered. And it's essentially the job of everyone else in this movie who's vastly underpowered comparatively to try and stop him. And that really is. That's the whole
good.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of location switches because all the stones are on different spots. Mm-hmm. So they split up the teams into three main groups.
Maybe
that's what it turns into.
4? 3, yeah.
Rocket, Groot, and Thor go on an adventure. Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and ends up Star-Lord and Drax kind of go on an adventure. And then Captain America, Vision, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, all his people, you know, Shuri and Okoye, Bruce Banner, kind of all go on an adventure.
I would even argue that, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but Thanos and the other
Thanos,
people around him,
that's true.
another
that is
one.
Yep,
as well.
and Thanos goes on his own adventure. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what was everybody's initial impression here?
It's hard to take it all in one viewing. I thought... I read a review before I went and saw it, and someone said this movie doesn't have repeat viewing value, and I had the complete opposite experience.
Agreed.
Like, as soon as I walked out of it, there were parts I wanted to rewatch again. Like that opening fight between Thanos and Hulk was stupid cool to me, and that's a fan service moment that I wanted to see again. But that there's just so much happening. I don't see how a person could contain it all in one view.
Minor spoiler on the
Yeah, sorry. Ruined the opener. I actually liked the movie more the second time. I think I had a better understanding of the plot and a better understanding of... My expectations were probably, I don't want to say lessened, because it wasn't so much lessened. It was, I knew what to expect, and I knew where to okay, I didn't get this the first time, let me fill this in, and it all kind of tied it in better to me on the second viewing. I do really like this movie. I think I will like it more when Part 2, or whatever we want to call it, comes out. Because as much as the Russo brothers want to say it's a very self-contained story, it is not. It's very much a Part 1. I don't know. When we get into spoilers, I can explain that probably a little bit more. But I felt like I just watched one half of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a Part 1 of it too. I mean, my takeaway at first was what you said. I think I've watched it 3 times, and the first time I walked out of it, I was like, I don't know, and I was like, I got to sleep on it. I can't really tell. Because it's definitely good, but I wasn't sure if I liked it as much as Civil War and Black Panther, some of those more grounded stories. But on the second viewing, I think I do. I liked it a lot more on the second viewing, like you did, and I think it might be as good as those movies at least. I really do. I think it's the best Avengers movie, to say the least.
Wow.
I would agree that it's the best Avengers movie.
Yeah, I think it definitely is better than Avengers 1. I think it takes the Civil War airport scene with all the heroes fighting, and kind of just amps that to the max. The more heroes, the better, and it just throws them all in with the jokes and the situations that would present themselves in comics in a funny way. And I think it does it pretty well. They did well. They did the pairing is it Empire Strikes Back where they split up all the people?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what they take, and that's smart. And this is very the Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And I think it's the third time I think I even liked it more. There's a few parts that I have problems with, and we'll go over that. I think Cap has no real part in the movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
He gets sidelined. Winter Soldier gets sidelined, especially those two. I point out. I think it's definitely an Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Gamora, and Thanos. Thanos is the main character.
Thanos is the main character.
And then I think it's very Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and it's not Cap and them. I think have been to focus so much on the grounded. Now that we're going not a grounded movie, these other people are coming more into play. But I think it's good. I mean, what did you think, Joseph?
I actually had a kind of similar experience to you the first time. I've also seen it twice, and I'm glad I saw it twice because when I first came out of it, when we saw it together, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
and I was ready to tear it apart for this episode. But then I went back and saw it again yesterday with kind of realigned expectations. The first time it's. I've been building it up. I have what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen, what they should be doing with these characters. Now that I know what's in the movie and I can just appreciate it for what it is, I enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah. On the thing on the first viewing, I think that I really think is that ending is just it's you have to process it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a shocking. Yeah,
it's a processing ending, and I think it leaves you with a heavy feeling. And I think the second time, now that you know what's coming, you're easier to judge the whole. You know what I mean? More than
that's probably true.
The end of it.
I think it's hard to really judge this movie like you would any other movie,
right?
Because there are a lot of moments when a character just comes in and serves kind of a minor plot point, and you're like, well, that's awfully convenient for someone who doesn't have any backstory or whatever in regards to that film, and yet they've already had a movie or a series of movies which built a character trait or presented the opportunity for them to fulfill this role. And like a really minor example, but I'm not going to say it, but is what happens between Rocket and Thor. There's like a little quirky trait about Rocket that happens to play a somewhat important part in Thor's story. And while in any other movie you would be like, well, that's awfully convenient that, you just happen to write that in that way. You've seen it before in 2 other movies that's who Rocket is. You know what I mean? Like, and that happens several times in the movie, where I think if you were like overly critical on this individual movie, rather it being part of a larger universe, you could tear this movie apart.
Right.
The only reason I think this movie works so well is because there's been 18 other movies.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason, because you don't need to do backstory on 53 characters, because we've already seen all these movies.
Completely agree.
It's just they're in there for the reason they need to be in there. There's nothing else that's tacked on, and it's good. Yeah, it's good. The other critique I had, you brought up Thor, is Peter Dinklage's role. We're going.
He's awful in it.
So bad. There's a joke in there between Thor and Star-Lord about how Star-Lord's getting fat, and then Star-Lord starts talking like Peter Dinklage. I mean, Star-Lord starts talking like Thor, like a deeper voice. Like, I heard Peter Dinklage lowering his voice trying to talk like Thor in the role.
I wonder if that's only a problem because we know what Peter Dinklage normally sounds like.
I just think he's trying so hard not to be Tyrion. That's what I think.
That's absolutely what it is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's trying really hard to change his voice.
Right. Well, that's the thing. And
it's obvious.
Right. I just feel like it's more apparent to us because we know what he sounds like. But if somebody came into this not knowing who Tyrion was,
it was so bad I couldn't comprehend his words. Like, I was focused on the tone of his voice.
I had that same problem, and I feel like it's not as bad at the beginning, but it gets fine.
That is my least favorite part of the movie, is his character and his portrayal of it. I did not. enjoy it.
I like that grouping until they get to that point. Like Rocket and Thor together are great.
I'm fine with what happens in regards to that part. I think it's a cool moment for Thor, who is, if Ragnarok wasn't an indication, Thor is the big guns. I mean, the dude is...
Yeah.
He's the most powerful one.
Yeah. He's killing some dudes.
Yeah.
I just don't like whatever, I don't know if it was direction or they just accepted what Peter Dinklage did.
Right.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for me.
I want to come back to that whole story arc and everything. And I would like to come back to that.
So, do you guys want to go spoilers?
Is there anything else that anybody stood out to them?
Character-wise, I'm trying to think who else stood out to me. I think Gamora has a standout performance in this movie.
I fundamentally disagree, and we're going to have to come back to that one too. I would say Doctor Strange's cape is now like my 3rd or 4th favorite character.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Dude, Doctor Strange's cape is awesome.
I don't know. Doctor Strange in this movie is the Doctor Strange I've waited my whole life to see. That
this I think this Doctor Strange is better than the one in the movie Doctor Strange.
They upped the ante for that guy in this one, and I really dug it.
I really dug it too.
I think there's cool action scenes. The first time I wasn't appreciative of them. I was like, these are kind of generic.
Yeah.
The second time I watched them, I really like some of them.
There's one.
There's one in particular on Titan with all of them, and with it involves.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The motion capture in this movie, I think, is incredible.
It's very good.
The special effects are gorgeous, and props to Josh Brolin, man.
Yeah, no, Josh Brolin is really good.
He friggin' kills that part.
I agree. Yeah. I would say for 90% of the movie, Thanos looks really great. There were a couple of moments, just facial things and like lip movement to word that like threw me a little bit. For almost the entire movie, he's 100% believable as like a real character in that universe.
My one standout is the Squidward joke. I thought that was hilarious.
That's really good.
I've seen it 3 times now, and every time I laugh.
Yeah, it's great. All right, now I think that's a good transition. Let's hop into spoilers. Honestly, we probably should have given you a heads up top. If you didn't want to know anything, you probably should have skipped this whole thing, but it's too late. You're already here now. But now we're going to go full spoilers. What do we want to... Let's talk about that fight scene on Titan, because that shit was awesome.
Do you want to start from beginning to the end or just jump around?
We can jump anywhere we want.
The one I'm talking about is it's they're Doctor Strange,
Spider-Man,
Iron Man, Star-Lord, and Doctor Strange's cape,
Drax and Mantis,
and then Nebula at the very end.
Yeah,
and Star-Lord basically comes up with this plan through a funny way of they're trying the whole.
Did we ever confirm it was Star-Lord's
No, we don't. But he claims it.
He says it when he's punching.
He claims it.
He does.
But they're all trying to basically come up with a plan to get the Infinity Gauntlet off his hand.
Right.
Okay. Before we get into the awesomeness of this part, I would like to back up just for a second.
Sure.
So there is about 1,400 times they can kill Thanos in this movie, and they don't because people are stupid. And this is one of them. But they gave themselves a built-in when Doctor Strange says there's only one way or whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, this is the one way, right? Like you have to let him
Iron
win.
Man's got to be alive.
Yeah, Iron Man has the original. It has to be the original, a team of Avengers or whatever. So he gives them the one way. It is very frustrating, however, to watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments because the fight scene is awesome and they fucking win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They stop.
Well, really,
him.
Star-Lord is just...
Star-Lord
I mean,
ruins it.
He's an idiot.
And you understand why.
Right. It's an emotional reaction.
Yeah, I know, but...
Well, look, I mean...
He could have killed him once the glove got off.
He's not... This whole movie is based off bad emotional decisions that affect everyone else way worse. So, I mean, he's not even the worst one, in my opinion, in this movie.
No. I mean, Thor does it like 3 times, so...
But I mean, I think the action is great, and then the opening action scene, the cold open, is basically Thanos just wrecking Thor's ship.
Yeah,
and it involves Loki. We're doing full spoilers. Basically getting his neck snapped in.
Oh Jesus, one-handed.
Okay. Yeah, I immediately started off this movie and went, "This is not for kids."
No,
No, I watched it with someone who said I would not bring my kid.
I would, I mean, of course, my kids are small, but probably a child under 10, I wouldn't take it.
And also, we'll talk about it, but explain the ending beforehand. This is what's going to happen. They're going to a lot of kids are going to be crying.
My kid knows one superhero, and it's Spider-Man. Can you imagine what his life would be like watching him fade away?
And well, I mean, his is the worst one too.
Yeah.
Dude, I read this thing that was like the reason why he feels is his spider sense is telling him he's about to die.
Oh, that's really good.
So everyone else is like,
they just kind of drift off,
but he's like, something's happening.
He's like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
No, it's his spider sense telling him.
Yeah, that's crazy. But then so
Loki
gets killed. Heimdall gets a sword through the chest, and then the Hulk comes out, and that's a cool scene. That's probably the coolest minute in the movie.
That it's one of the best one-on-one fights. I mean, I guess Thor, I can't say we've had in a long time because Thor, Hulk, and Ragnarok's pretty great.
Right.
But, it's a great one-on-one.
It just shows that right off the bat sets Thanos up as okay, he's the strongest person here.
Absolutely.
And I like that. You know what I mean? It only took 1 minute. That's good, that's good filmmaking.
Dude, you talk about how, Thanos being so strong and that scene doing a really good job of it.
Yeah.
I think one thing about the ending, the first time, is it's so shocking. But you have to make Thanos win. Mm-hmm. If you're going to say it's taken us 18 movies to get to this point, and you've built this guy up since Avengers 1, he has to be the strongest thing they've ever faced, and they can't just beat him in one movie. He has to win.
And they've never done an Empire Strikes Back, where the bad guy wins, and I think that's going to be cool.
I mean, look, I still think I have difficulty buying into the consequences of this movie.
No, we'll get to that. I do too. I mean, that's another problem.
Well, part of that is I'm watching it and I see Spider-Man fade away, and I'm like, well, Spider-Man 2 goes into production in 2 months. They're coming back. Yeah,
but you're right. I mean, this is the first time that the heroes have like Thanos says in the first line of the movie is they've tried their hardest, they know they're right, and they still fail.
Yeah. God, I love Thanos. I told Kate at the end of it, I was like, I don't agree with him, but I like Thanos. I don't dislike it.
That's one of my main criticisms of the movie, but apparently it worked for you. So
yeah,
we'll come back around to that. What else? What other great scenes?
So then Thanos says, "Hey, go get these." There's 2. So he gets the space stone from Loki, kills everyone. You know what I mean? So now he has the power stone he got off Xandar, and he sends.
Yeah, good call, by the way, saying that would happen off screen.
Yeah. I still wish we had seen that.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted the opening.
Yeah, I think it would have been cooler to see. But then he sends two of his children each, which are Ebony Maw, Proximity Midnight. I don't know the other.
Yeah, I don't know who's the big guy.
I can't remember
exactly.
But there's two of them go after Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Bruce Banner.
Right.
Bruce Banner has been sent from the ship by Heimdall right before he died to Doctor Strange and
Are you going to recap the whole movie like this?
Yeah, no, and then there's a fight there.
Yeah, that fight, I think. I don't know. I think anything that had Iron Man and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange was the best thing. I really enjoyed the mixture of the magic and the technology and stuff. And I don't know. It was just, I think that scene in particular was a lot of fun.
We've critiqued Iron Man a lot. on this podcast.
This is his best movie to me.
And you and I, not that we critique Doctor Strange heavily, but we talked about how it's Iron Man.
Yeah.
But those two together
Yep.
played off each other really, really well.
They really do.
Yeah.
The whole bit of like Doctor Strange calling Tony out, like basically on his bullshit. Basically, Doctor Strange is us, talking shit about Tony
Right.
Stark. And then Tony being completely out of his element, both with what's happening, but being paired with, as he kept calling, a wizard the whole time.
Yeah.
Put him in a really, like you said, I don't know if it is his best, but it definitely is top 2 or top 3. I mean, like, it's the best version of Iron Man I've seen, I think, probably since Iron Man.
Yeah, I think it's...
I just feel like he comes off a lot more.
I feel like he's kind of dealt with the consequences of his actions a little bit. Like when Bruce confronts him about Steve Rogers and making the call and stuff, like there's almost a sense of remorse for Tony in that moment. And then plus, I mean, it's kind of like cheesy and easy and tropey saying him and Pepper are getting married. And that, but that also is kind of like grounded him a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm. I like when, but the big one of Thanos' children is going after Hulk, and Tony keeps telling him to, hey, come out, bring him out. And he's
it's been a long time, buddy.
I like this. I like this idea that
and then Tony's like, "You're embarrassing me in front of the wizard." That line,
that's a good
really
line.
Good.
I like the idea that Hulk is scared of Thanos.
Yeah.
Like that's fun. I'm curious to see how they'll circle. I mean, certainly Hulk is going to be a big part of the next movie.
I wonder how they're going to make that work.
I'm curious how they're going to get around that.
And then the other two go after Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not as interesting to me.
No, that one wasn't as strong, I didn't think.
That was the only reason to me that's even necessary. Okay, yeah, he has the stone in his head, but when we were talking about Age of Ultron, we said, that it was Civil War, how Vision is kind of like a trump card. Like, that scene immediately takes that away.
Yep.
That's like its one important part is, okay, we're going to fuck Vision up, and he's not going to be able to be the
I guess, man, I still feel like he was kind of a pussy in this movie for a dude that literally has an Infinity Stone in his head. I understand he was injured.
Yeah, and as I'm saying, that's the point of it. I don't like it. I don't really like that scene. I was fine with those two in Civil War. I didn't love them in Age of Ultron. I didn't love them in this movie.
I like Scarlet Witch.
I liked her more in this too.
I thought Scarlet Witch was good. I like when Captain America showed up and
That's
Black Widow
and
kicks some butt.
My favorite part of Scarlet Witch is when she shows up and Okoye is like, she's been up there the whole time.
Yeah, I like
that's
that too.
the best part.
That's really good.
But when that reminds me, Ian, you're talking about this movie did a really good job of including people's themes, and when the Cap theme starts, when he is behind the train, I like it. And same thing for the Black Panther theme when they show Wakanda.
Yeah, when the Guardians show up, it feels like almost James Gunn wrote that movie and picked that song.
Yes,
it was so Guardian.
In the scene when we were in the theater, I turned to Reagan. I was like, "That is the best possible transition to switch to those characters.
Yeah,
it was
worked.
seamless.
Yeah, 100%. You know what was going on.
I was just seeing something that James Gunn may or may not have actually written the scenes with the Guardians.
I heard they brought in all the directors: Ryan Coogler, Scott Derrickson,
which was actually one of my complaints, and maybe it's not actually a complaint of the individual writing, but how all the writing gels. I didn't feel like the cosmic people and their tone, their sense of humor gelled well with everybody else. I feel like they're more like slapstick, laugh at, not with, versus everybody else who's kind of like, clever wry quips. And I just feel like it undercut how the solemn and serious the rest of the movie was. And, I don't know if it was a way that was intended or if it was just a way that they had to do because that's the way that those characters are written. But
I didn't feel that as much because when you interact with Thor, the new version of Thor we have, I think, is very similar in humor.
Yeah, I didn't like Thor at all in this movie.
I didn't like Thor at all. It's not that I didn't like Thor at all. I didn't enjoy Thor because I think that new funny Thor works within Ragnarok.
Yep.
I don't know that funny Thor works within the Avengers
That's
series.
what I just said.
I like Thor.
Yeah, but you're talking about the whole cosmic series. You're saying the interaction.
Hold on.
And I'm saying specifically.
Thor calling Rocket Rabbit the entire movie was
That's
also
fun. I do like that.
One of my favorite running gags.
See, I think it works with the Guardians. My thing is, I don't know that it works with Cap. Like when they're on the battlefield and they're commenting on each other's hair and beard, that didn't work as well for me. I didn't necessarily feel what you're talking about either, like when the Guardians meet up with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. Maybe Mantis and Drax a little bit, But I thought Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, which I actually I thought Chris Pratt was pretty good in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm normally pretty critical of him. I enjoyed him in this movie. I thought he was a good in-between.
Sure.
That balances that out. So I didn't feel that issue as much, but I did feel the Thor problem.
Right. Yeah, Thor's like, he's almost mean at the beginning when he first meets the Guardians. Mm-hmm. He's like taking their food. They're like, this is our food. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Goodbye, morons. I don't know. Like, Thor's whole side quest for me, like, I don't like it. I don't like his motivation, even though I understand he's in a desperate position where everyone he's ever loved and his home is dead. And I feel like I should feel a lot more for him, but I didn't like almost any of that. It was for a movie that I feel like could have spent a lot of time on other characters that we love, especially like Black Panther and Cap, who are beating hard to your movie, and Black Panther is one of the successes that you're writing at this moment. I feel like you could have spent more time on that and less time on either that or Thanos' story, which I also want to get into.
Yeah, I mean, you said this, and I think it's really true. Cap is really sidelined, and I think Black Panther is really sidelined more than I probably anticipated they would be.
Yeah. Definitely.
And, of course, now we know Black Panther's really not going to be... We don't know when the shit gets fixed, so I can't say most of Avengers 4 Black Panther won't be around. But we know... I would hope that Steve is more focused than Avengers 4. More of the focus.
Right. Yeah, he has to be.
Because he really didn't play a big part in this movie.
No. Doctor Strange's cape had a bigger part than he did.
Definitely. 100%.
What about... what do you think about Thanos' story? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I understand what they were trying to do, and it may have worked for it. It sounds like it worked more for you than it did for me, because they spend a lot of time, because they want this to be his story. They spend a lot of time. They establish his backstory. They establish kind of his skewed but rigid sense of morality. He's got his attachment to Gamora. He's got emotional sacrifice when he kills her.
His motivation,
right? And so you're supposed to be developing him out as a character. And I see what they were trying to do, and I get it. I just, at the end of it, I didn't feel like I really even though they explain what his motivations are, I don't understand. I don't understand, the destroying half the world. That seems just crazy. It's just insanity. So, even though he's explained why it happened on his planet, it doesn't make sense to me why that would need to happen for the entire universe. And so, I don't feel like I understood him. I don't feel like I sympathized with him, and I don't feel like I rooted for him anymore at the end than I did at the beginning. So I'm like, why do we spend so much time with this guy?
I don't think I sympathized with him, but I did feel... I see these stupid memes all the time that people share on Facebook or, articles, and it's, people talking about stop having kids. Kids are the most dangerous thing to, global warming. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't have stupid friends, but...
Okay, well, I do, apparently, who share these things and tell you, the worst thing you can do for your planet is have children. Uh-huh. I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, oh, Thanos is a vegan. Sorry, Regina. It's an extreme, for sure, absolutely. But I do understand the point. You know what I mean? I don't have to agree with it, but I understand the point he was trying to make. I think Thanos, maybe it's being a comic reader and knowing that Thanos' original motivation was because he was in love with death.
Right.
This is way better than that.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I think I would...
Oh, dude. No, 100%.
Yeah,
I think this is better.
I feel like I could buy into it more on that level, but I don't know. It depends.
If you brought Hela back from Thor Ragnarok because she's the goddess of death, and it was him just courting her by murdering people, you would prefer that to what you got in this movie.
I don't know.
Okay. We're going to have to agree to disagree.
I'm genuinely not sure, because I really didn't like the direction they went with them.
What do you think about what they did with the Soul Stone?
Which
was totally out of left field, by the way.
I love seeing Red Skull again. That was fun.
So the Soul Stone, we find out, is on this distant planet.
Vormir.
And it's with the Red Skull, who we had last seen in First Avenger. Mm-hmm. And Thanos goes there with Gamora, and I liked it. I thought it was... I really liked seeing Red Skull.
I liked that whole bit.
I thought the whole thing worked for me.
I actually enjoyed that bit more than I enjoyed any sort of fan theory about the Soul Stone.
Yeah. I think it was a good choice instead of putting because you're only gonna don't do what the fans do. Do something different. I thought it was a cool left field thing, sort of.
I'm perfectly fine with them doing something that hasn't been established yet, and I like the idea that Gamora had found it, and that's how they get there. I have problems with the way they use Gamora as a whole in this movie. I feel like she's really prior to this movie, she's a badass warrior who's made it this far by being a survivor. She's Thanos' favorite child because she's the most violent. She's the most desperate to make it And I feel like all of those elements from her are gone. She's just kind of this expository, oh, kill me if you need to kind of thing. I don't like the fact that she's just hanging out there. She just, I don't know, the whole concept that to get the Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice something you love. And the one thing Thanos, quote unquote, loves is Gamora. But like, does the Soul Stone judge that based off of like, because he kidnapped her, he doesn't like love her in a traditional sense. Is it because he feels like he loves her that he gets it? Or does the Soul Stone actually like, I don't know, so like any bad parent could throw their kid off a cliff and get the Soul Stone?
I think you're looking too deep into this, Joseph.
I might be. I don't
think his actions quantify whether or not he loves her. I think
but you brought up a point that Robert Owen talked on is I always have to criticize how the soul, like all the stones kind of do generic same thing. This really defined the stone powers in
most
a cool
of them,
way.
yeah.
Like purple was destroying stuff. The red was making different realities, fake realities to trick people. The green was changing time. The space was teleporting people.
Yeah.
Like, they really did a good job, I think.
They used the color schemes well.
Of what was going on and what stone was being used, and I thought that was cool.
They don't really do any of those things with the mind or the soul stone.
Well, he gets the mind stone at the very end.
Yeah, so it's, you don't really get to see a lot. But yeah, just, I don't know. I was really frustrated with Gamora as a whole in this movie. I feel like she just got reduced to... She was motivation for Thanos and Star-Lord, and she wasn't her own character.
I enjoyed Gamora and Thanos' storyline. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Thor Rocket Groot storyline.
I mean, that's fair.
I probably enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Cap, Vision, Scarlet Witch storyline. Like, the Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
is the best
Iron
part.
Man trio is the best part of the movie to me.
Yep.
And the Thanos then with his plotline would be number 2. I did really, really like the movie.
I disagree. I like all those parts. I think they all really work for me. I think you guys are being...
It's not that I disliked him.
Not as much as the rest.
Yeah, like you brought up, Cap is underutilized in this movie.
He is.
It's 2.5 hours, though. So what can you do to
No, I mean,
to make it more?
and that was, like, it was bound to happen. You can only introduce so many characters before you don't have enough screen time. And I appreciate the fact that instead of trying to give everyone equal time, they, like, focused on the smaller groups that were important. Like you got to spend a lot of time with the Titan group, and I really liked that because that was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it's just you've finally you've gotten to a point where you cannot spend enough time with all the characters to feel satisfying and make a movie that's under 3.5 hours.
I think that's also why it feels like half of one movie or half of a bigger movie to me is because like Hawkeye just gets referenced, Ant-Man just gets referenced. You obviously. They gave you lines of dialogue to keep you from asking questions like, why isn't Ant-Man here helping? They gave you dialogue as to why that wouldn't happen. But why isn't Captain America utilized more? Okay, well, that's all coming in Avengers 4. So I want to see that. Now, having said that, this movie does feel like a closure of a story because I don't think it's going to be told from Thanos' perspective in Avengers 4. I feel like Thanos' story is done for him. Now, their revenge on Thanos is another bit, but...
So hang on, while we're on that note, what the fuck happened with the gauntlet?
I got all sorts of, fucked up.
But, why, and then if the gauntlet's all fucked up, how come we can still do all the powery things and destroy half the universe?
It seems like he still has the stones. It just took a lot of energy for him to do...
Yeah.
Because while the gauntlet allows him to use them... Some of it is still personal strength, right? Like, that's what it seems like. So it took every bit of him to be able to decimate half the universe.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No.
I was unclear on that. I was genuinely asking.
Yeah.
But I think the end we didn't really talk about were... I don't like how they didn't kill any of them, quote unquote kill, at the end half the universe disappears. It's all secondary Avengers or sub-characters, the core 6, and I don't know if... I wish you would have maybe taken out 1 or 2 to just give it even more...
The problem with that, I think, is because they want it to be the end of those characters.
I hadn't actually thought about that, but you brought that up, that the next Avengers movie is going to be the last hurrah for the old guard.
100%.
And so, from that perspective, I respect that. But from just a viewing perspective, again, on its own merit, it seems like kind of
and
a
that's why
cop-out.
this is a part 1 movie. Because if this was like... If I watch this on Blu-ray 1 or 2, and then I saw the continue on to the then I think I might like it more. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah. No. The first time I watched it, I had that immediate thought. Like, that is really convenient that you're down to your original Avengers lineup.
It's Rocket is left.
Rocket is left. I'm gonna say Ant-Man and Hawkeye.
100%. If they didn't show him on screen, because they would have cast him even for that 30-second scene.
Yeah, they're gonna be in it in 4.
So Cap, Iron Man, and Thor are all there.
Black Widow, Hulk, even Rhodey, which
War
I
Machine,
found surprising.
Yeah.
Rocket, Gamora,
Thor.
Okoye and M'Baku are still alive.
Okoye and M'Baku.
So M'Baku's gonna be new king, probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think M'Baku will be. And honestly, that could be the plot of Black Panther 3. Is
him trying to
2 is
that would be cool.
they have to fight over who's.
I don't see that happening.
I like M'Baku as like a good guy.
Yeah,
I
I
do
do too.
Yeah.
He's really good.
It'd be sad to lose him as a villain, but
Yeah.
I kind of also just love M'Baku.
Yeah.
M'Baku.
I know all the war chanting before they go into battle. Oh, it's fucking
epic.
awesome.
Gave
I
me
mean, this
goosebumps.
was such a their Saving Private Ryan movie. You know what I mean? In that scene, that's what they're not Saving Private Ryan. Lord of the Rings. This was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
It's very much Lord of the Rings.
This is Fellowship of the Rings or Two Towers.
Yeah.
Two Towers.
This is
like
very much Two
Helm's
Towers.
Deep. This
Yep.
is what
Yeah.
this was, and it was like a cool version of
It's Helm's
Deep.
Deep, but if the orcs won.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's a really good description.
Because like when they're going through the force field killing themselves,
Yeah.
and like they're saying, I was like, dude, this is totally Lord of the
That's
Rings.
definitely what it is. You're right.
like the guy running with the barrel on his
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a cool that scene's really cool.
Yeah, no, I mean the action scenes are great. in this
Like you
movie.
got Bruce Banner who can't be the Hulk. He's in the Hulkbuster armor, and which is a different spin on it. You know, Black Panther's kicking ass.
I like the fact that he solved his own problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, screw you, I'll do it myself.
I like when they bring Winter Soldier finally.
Yeah.
Black Panther goes. To
I
him.
liked the Rocket Winter Soldier, like the 20 seconds.
That was cool.
I'm going to get that
I'm
arm.
gonna get that arm.
But yeah, I mean that really. I was like, when he's like, it's time for they call him the White Wolf to join
Yeah.
the fight.
Yeah.
Like that, the music was cool for that part. I was like, oh yeah, I was getting jazzed up.
It's crazy to me how much they've conditioned me to be excited about Winter Soldier.
It's because they were ready for him to be Captain
That's
America.
exactly, but I mean, like they've so successfully do it because you're right. Because as soon as that scene happens, like, oh shit, Bucky's in the fight.
yeah,
I like when Bucky looks up and he's like, God, I love this place.
I know.
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. It's
Like I said, it has repeat viewing, like you said, out the ass.
I would-
it's just there's so many little things.
I would
just so many
say-
cool
yeah.
scenes. It's just great.
I would say you have to see this movie twice.
At least, yeah.
yeah.
I think you're welcome to see it more than that, depending on how you feel. But as my experience and your experience went,
For sure, mine too.
yeah. So the first viewing it's not enough. There's just more to process. You got to see it again.
Yep.
right.
I think it's the ending is so shocking. It dilutes everything that comes before it. And so once you know what's going to happen, like don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Don't anyone who hasn't seen it, don't say, "Hey, everybody dies." So that I just want you to know before you go and watch it. Don't ruin it. But when they come out pissed off, you'll be like, all right, now let's go watch it again together. And you know that. Like, see if you can pick up on stuff. And I think you appreciate the film more when you know it. And I think, again, to make Thanos the villain he's supposed to be, you have to let him win.
Yeah.
Also, as much as it annoys me, the Doctor Strange bit is a cop-out. It 100% annoys, like, it gets me. Both times I watched it.
I guess.
No.
I like it.
There's
I
one.
like that. I thought that. I mean, that made sense to me.
It makes sense, and it works, and they
Yeah.
totally write it in. It just feels easy to me.
Well, the thing is, the time stone is such a. I'm not going to use the word. You know, the time stone could do anything.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
So that's why they need to find a way to get that out of his hands in a way that
Yeah.
makes sense.
You wonder. I have to wonder. Does Tony know it all?
No, I don't think so.
He doesn't even
Tony-
realize.
No.
No. Doctor Strange didn't tell him.
I actually really like that part of it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he knows how this is going to play out, and he's planning out the
he
one
disappears
future.
too. Does Wong stay alive?
We don't
know.
see him.
We don't see
Okay.
Wong. My prediction is it's Avengers Endgame for Avengers 4 because Doctor Strange says we're in the Endgame now.
He does say that.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying Avengers Endgame is
Could be.
Avengers 4.
I wrote down two other jokes that I thought were great. When Spider-Man gets the new suit from Tony Stark, he's
Smells like a new car?
Smells like a new
New
car.
car in here, yeah.
I thought that was great. And then when Thor is talking about, well, I'm going to fight Thanos, and then Rocket's like, well, he has, you haven't fought Thanos. Yeah, I fought him.
He hasn't fought me
he
twice.
He hasn't fought me twice. But no, there's some good jokes in it.
There are some good
They
jokes
make
in it.
good use of the characters interacting with each other.
Yeah.
I had more inconsistent feelings on that than you guys, but I think there are a lot of great jokes in there. And
Yeah.
I think the majority of the good times in this movie come from the Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Peter Parker dynamic. I think that's really good.
You talk a lot about movies for like screwing themselves in trailers.
Yeah.
There's a lot in this movie that isn't in the trailers, and there's a lot in the trailers that isn't in the movie. But one thing I really enjoyed is even though they showed the Iron Spider suit in the trailers, we never saw the extra arms.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm so glad they saved that for the movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like how they use the alien. He do another movie trick. Like he says, "Hey, you know this old movie," and that's how they use aliens.
It didn't land with me as much.
I liked it.
Yeah,
it's a good callback. I also, I really like the magic fight between Thanos and Doctor Strange right towards the end there, where they're like standing on opposite ends and they're just like throwing magic things back and forth at each other. I don't know. That again, everything on Titan I think is really strong.
I walked away already. I'm a Doctor Strange fan. And not that I was disappointed by the first movie, but it didn't quite live up to my expectations. But I walked away re-loving Doctor Strange.
I'll tell you what, these guys know Doctor Strange magic and action way more than Scott Derrickson, who made
That's
Doctor
probably true.
Like they did because Doctor Strange was so cool.
He was super cool, and
he's
everyone
one of the standouts.
The Ebony Maw magic was really cool, and Thanos' use of the Reality Stone was really cool.
Yes, like it's just they know how to use character power. These directors must read comics.
They must read a lot of comics
because they know how to use the powers and action scenes. Cool.
I will say to a direct counter that it really bothers me that I understand it's a fucking axe made out of a goddamn star or whatever, but it bothers me that you can throw an axe at a dude who has literally all 6 Infinity Stones and it still like hits him. I don't know. That bothers me a little bit.
Honestly, I would have preferred Thanos catching it.
Or turning it into something else. Or, anything.
That's true, too. Then it's stabbing him and being like, you should have cut off my head.
Yeah, I like this idea that he put in all this work, and because he has all the Infinity Stones, it doesn't matter. He can just turn it into fucking flowers,
Yeah. I like when he does it. Like, every time he, turns it into bubbles. And
that's a good scene.
Thanos is a highlight for me. I will agree. Doctor Strange is probably the standout for me as well. Yeah. My least favorite part is Thor. And I feel, after Thor Ragnarok, I was really excited for Thor in this movie, but it didn't work for me. Even when he gets Stormbreaker, he's such a deal breaker. Like it just wrecks everything.
Yep.
And then for it to end the way it does, I don't know. It didn't. Thor just doesn't work for me.
I agree.
In the movie.
It didn't.
I would say Cap and Black Panther, just because they're not in enough.
Yeah, I'd agree.
When they're in it, they're fine.
Yeah.
Cap literally has 7 lines in this movie.
Yeah, he's hardly in it at all. Yeah. But I just didn't. I'm fine with that if you're building Cap up for Avengers 4, and maybe when I see it, I'll be completely wrong. I just don't like Thor now in these movies.
Red Skull doesn't even meet Cap. We
don't know.
Which is,
he could come back.
That's weird.
Who knows? Soul Stone might come back again. Also, I was really confused about how strong is Cap. This movie is very inconsistent about that. I feel like.
Where are your
because he catches the
points?
Thanos catch?
He catches the
punch.
I
mean, he's right. Well, first off, he's going toe to toe with these the henchmen, the Black Order folks who are putting up a good fight against Vision,
Midnight,
right? Putting up a good fight against Scarlet Witch and Vision, and then the 1-on-1 with Thanos, he catches the glove, which in the trailer you're like, oh, there's got to be more to this. There's not more to this, and don't get me wrong, I like the idea that he's the most willpowered person on the planet. He's powered by the fact that he just won't lose, he won't give up. But still, I don't know. It bothers me. I don't know. I don't understand how strong Cap is.
That's probably fair. I mean, he's just underutilized. Period.
Oh, for sure.
The one part I do love for Cap is when they start charging towards the villains and him and Black Panther
are way in front. Yeah, that's really cool.
I love that bit. Yep. Makes them feel like equals.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about the post credits teaser?
It's fine.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Why the frig now?
Who are Sam Jackson and Maria Hill reporting to? That's
right. That's a great question.
The president.
There's no more S.H.I.E.L.D. There's no more nothing. But yeah,
maybe there's another secret organization
on top of
that we don't know about.
There always is.
Well, there's S.H.I.E.L.D. back in the TV show. So.
Yeah. So who knows?
Maybe they are reporting.
But no, that is a great point.
That Captain Marvel, I'm excited for. So she's obviously, I think, plays a part in number 4.
Yeah, you talk about Hulk coming back. Mm-hmm. There's totally going to be seen, or I don't know, I can't say totally, but a Thor, Hulk, Captain Marvel just wrecking Thanos.
Absolutely.
At one point. The 3 of them are just going to be beating the shit out of that guy.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited.
I'm excited about it too, man. We gotta wait a whole nother year.
Yep. I'm gonna say, can we go ahead again?
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say better than Transformers.
Better than Transformers.
I'm going to tell you, after I saw it on Thursday night, I probably would have come in here and said worse than Transformers. I genuinely would have. I genuinely would have.
I don't care what you said.
But I'm going to say it's a little better than Transformers. I think this movie is closer to an Age of Ultron than we're willing to admit at this point. I think we're kind of in Phantom Menace syndrome.
I would agree with that.
Excitement.
I don't think it's as good as Civil War, Winter Soldier, or Black Panther.
I think the first Avengers is still better than this movie, but
I don't think that.
I think
this is
Infinity
better.
War.
I think this movie has more weight, more emotional moments, and I prefer the humor in this than I do Joss Whedon's humor. In the original Avengers defense, I 100% it will always have it worked the first time going for it.
Yeah.
But this movie has to balance 18 other movies and 50 freaking characters.
Jesus, yeah.
And it does it way better than it should.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
Yeah, I would. It's my favorite Avengers, so I liked it a lot. Go see it.
I would put it in my top 5 Marvel movies.
Yeah, I think I would say it's a little less than Black Panther.
It's not my top
Civil
3.
War maybe and Winter Soldier, but it's number 4.
Man, we're gonna have to come back and rank them. I'd have to sit down and think about it
and look at all them
because I am curious.
Dude, well, all the Phase movies are out. Like Iron Man 1 maybe carries over.
Yeah,
Phase 2, you got Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Guardians 1.
Yeah,
that's pushing it. I do think it's better than Age of Ultron. I don't know. Phase 3 is so good. Doctor Strange not in there.
Yeah.
Guardians 2, Thor. Yeah, I like it more than I like Thor Ragnarok. I'm gonna say it's better than Guardians 2. So yeah, I'm already. It's at least top 7. We may have to get into specifics.
Yeah,
but
it's a good movie.
It's better than Transformers.
It's better than the average.
There you go. Which is Transformers.
Yeah.
What have you guys been watching lately?
I watched The Hollers.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, I watched half of it. I fell asleep. First half was funny though.
It's fine.
Kate was like, the acting isn't great, and I was like, no, it's not, but it's fine. Like,
I love Margaret Martindale, so
yeah,
I got a soft spot for her.
Also, Sherto Copley, I enjoyed.
Yeah, he's enjoyable. Yeah. And did you get to Josh Groban? Is he in it?
Yeah. He's funny.
He's so
the
goofy.
Youth pastor.
Yeah.
He's funny. Well, I enjoyed it. It's on Amazon Prime.
You should. If Brief Interviews with Hideous Men is somewhere out there, you should watch that.
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna get caught up on the entire John Krasinski catalog.
Might as well.
Yep.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's it though.
I watched Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Wow.
With my family, and it was
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Oh, I love that
That's
movie.
the shit, man.
I love that movie.
That's like the worst one, guys.
No, it's not. It's the best one.
You think that one's better than Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Fuck both.
Holy shit.
No, I really think so. It's one of my favorite comedies. Like when he wins all the
Vacation
cars,
is so great.
You just blew out my fucking headphones.
He's like, put in a quarter, got a car. Put in a quarter, I won a car. No, there's so many good lines. When they go to the all-you-can-eat food buffet.
I love it when they go to the knockoff casino.
Yeah,
and it's like, how many fingers am I holding up behind my back?
You guys are killing me right now.
There's war.
I'll give you it's better than European Vacation, but it's not better than Christmas or National Lampoon's Vacation. It's also better than the new reboot one.
I haven't seen that one, so I can't. I hope so. I'll put up a poll right now. It's better than Christmas.
We should put out a poll.
I'll take on all covers because Vegas.
It's better than Shitter is Full. You really think so,
dude? When they go to the Hoover Dam, I love that part.
I think I agree with Ian. I think it's the best one.
God, you guys are stupid millennials.
Wow. He's older than you are.
I know. I was trying to be Ian.
And then Wolf of Wall Street. That's it. Wolf of Wall Street.
Classic. How many times have you watched that movie?
When do you have 3 hours to watch Wolf of Wall Street?
I fell asleep watching it last night. I probably watched it. I haven't watched it in a while.
I'm still keeping up with Atlanta. Almost done. Great season. Y'all should check it out.
Wait, what's it? Atlanta?
I have Hulu Live
Atlanta.
now, so I think I can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can keep up on it. I forgot to mention last week I watched Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Which I really, really loved. It is for me the best movie that's come out this year. I really loved it. Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second.
I mean, give it a shot. It's unbelievably endearing. It's delightful. And then I recently watched the first episode of Westworld season 2. I don't remember. Do either of you guys watch Westworld?
I watched season 1, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, it's not very good. I'm going to tell you. Like they've made.
It's too confusing.
I don't even care that it's confusing. They've just taken the worst parts of it and just like
I heard
those bits up.
they're doing another maze, and I hated that part of the first one where Ed Harris went to the maze and there was nothing, and now they're doing a second thing.
I hated it just because there was nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was a complete stupid, nothing bullshit story.
Yeah, it's.
I hate that. Yeah, I hate that show.
I like season 1, but it's mostly because Anthony Hopkins is really, really good in it,
and he's not on the show,
and he's not in this one.
Yeah,
so.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
I'm telling you, HBO's in trouble. When they lose Game of Thrones, man.
They're trying really hard to replace it.
They'll figure it out.
Well,
everyone thought that was going to happen with
Game
Sopranos.
of Thrones like 6 times.
They've always figured it out.
I don't know.
They're going to do that Watchmen show, which I think is going to
make some money.
I don't know, man. I looked at the characters that they're writing in that show, and it doesn't seem like Watchmen at all to me. But did you ever read the book?
Yes.
So you know how there's like the subplot with like the cops?
Yes.
It seems like that's going to be the focus of the show.
Oh no.
Yeah, weird. I don't want it. At least that's what it is in the pilot episode.
Yeah.
But,
we'll see.
Sorry, interrupted.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Anything else?
That's all I have now. That's all I've been watching.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do now after Infinity War.
I mean, everything's kind of gotten. I mean, we forgot to mention it, but Infinity War set the opening box office record, made $260 million
Domestic.
So everything
made 630
in 3 days.
630, 650 worldwide, which also beats the Last Jedi record, or not Force Awakens.
It was Fast and Furious 8 got the worldwide opening day record.
Is that true?
Yeah,
but it beat,
because they opened day and date everywhere. This thing didn't open in China, so it would have done better.
Yeah, it didn't do opening day. It did, but I think it did do weekend by like $80 million. Like it killed it. It'll hit $1 billion by next week.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's nothing new coming out till really Deadpool.
Deadpool, which is 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
May 18. So it's in that.
Maybe that's 3.
It's 3 Fridays.
Yeah, it's 3 Fridays.
Yeah, May 18.
So we're going to have to figure something out in the meantime.
We'll be all right. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Surprise bag.
Yeah.
Tune in
if you have any ideas.
if you please
tweet in Joseph.
Tweet in to BT Transformers or on Facebook at BT Transformers.
Yeah. Or email.
Or email at betterthantransformers@gmail.com. If you like the show, please rate, subscribe, tell a friend. What else?
You always thank people for our art and our music.
Yeah, I do usually do that. No, really, but besides ideas for next week's show or the week after, please feel free to tweet at us if you have any thoughts on Infinity War that we didn't cover or things that we should have talked about. And we're definitely going to put a poll about the vacation movies because it's fucking important. We got to know.
Yeah, and if anyone makes a mistake, make sure you...
Jesus Christ, Regina.
Make sure you make a correction.
I'm sorry.
I'm the one getting called out this week because I compared Thanos to a vegan. So
that's probably true.
Yeah.
Apparently Captain Rogers' helicopter scene was in Civil War and not in Winter Soldier, as I 100% guaranteed in a previous episode.
You corrected yourself almost immediately following.
I did.
You just didn't do it on the podcast.
I'm sorry.
Which is fine.
I apologize. You have my gravest apologies. But
journalistic integrity.
Whatever. It's fine.
Hashtag Chris Rock for Mushu.
But I think that's the show for this week. So thanks everybody for listening. Thanks again to Zach Evans for artwork and Brian Velasquez for our theme. And we'll see you guys next week for something.
Yep. Later, y'all.
Bye.